Good morning, afternoon, and evening to all. My name is Aloof Alpaca. Hope you've been having a nice, calm January. So, video games, 2024. Oh, 2024. A year of many highs and many lows, ranging from games that were great to games that would blow. From pals to pros, from snow days to skull and bones, from Zeldas to ship bros, from Dustborn to Concord. And of course this year was probably the worst year to be working in AAA development. Layoffs after studio shutdowns after more layoffs. A lot of people love to doom preach. I know I'm doing that too, but I promise I'll keep it brief. The decline of the video game industry, like it's 1983 and E.T. for Atari just crashed the market. But I'm not worried. To quote Yahtzee Croshaw,
people ask me if I worry about the future of the interactive arts in this era of AAA being a constant stream of soulless exploitative knockoffs, but I'm not worried because we've been here before. At the end of the 90s, games like Quake 3 and Unreal Tournament tried to convince us that we didn't really want artistic single-player PC games when we could just pay to run on hamster wheels all day. And look what the 2000s brought us. Deus Ex, Thief 2, Bioshock, Portal, it's always a phase. In the long run, the only eternal guarantor of success is a quality product well made, ideally with tits on the front.
As long as there are developers out there that can make good games, care about the quality, and can release them on easily accessible platforms, good video games will always be here. And there were plenty of good games this year. So getting back to the point.
Okay, let's get back to the point.
Video games. The ones I played, and the ones I deemed high enough quality for a top 10 video. But first, I'd like to give honorable mentions to the list of games I didn't make YouTube videos on that didn't make the top 10. First, we got Pepper Grinder, a short and sweet little platformer with buttery smooth pixel art that scratched my oddly specific itch for more drill-based platformers. Lil Gator Game, a fun, wholesome little open adventure game that's basically the love child of Breath of the Wild and a short hike. Fashion Police Squad, a subversive boomer shooter where you're a cop correcting crimes against fashion. Fun, fast-paced, goofy, over-the-top, and surprisingly hard. I couldn't even beat the final boss. Mario vs. Donkey Kong, the Game Boy Advanced game remake. A solid remake of the original. Not sure why they remade it over porting it to NSO.
Because money, you idiot!
Bug Snacks. Yep, those bug snacks were delicious. Lunastice, a solid little $5 platformer. Shovel Knight Dig. Technically I played this game back in 2023, but went back, got the true ending, and a 100% completion file. It's a satisfactory little roguelike. Paper Mario The Origami King. I replayed this to prepare for the 1000-Year Door, and you know, I don't think it's as bad as people give it flack for. The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. A fine little Zelda-like that I enjoyed, and I like that it used the same art style as Link's Awakening, but there are two other Zelda-likes that came out this year that I arguably thought were better. I wanted to play all 4 of the Pokemon games, but I only got through Sword and Shield and Let's Go Pikachu/Eevee, and what's on screen is what I thought. Golfin' It, mediocre golf clone story. Quick shout out to game anniversaries. Shout out to Shovel Knight for its 10th anniversary, Cave Story and Half-Life 2 for their 20th, and Tetris for its 40th. Back to the games. Leo's Fortune, a very atmospheric platformer, back from when mobile games were actual games, not the septic tank it's devolved to today. Bendy and the Dark Revival, a very solid sequel that surpasses the original. Kirby Star Allies, dumbed down, made for poor players at once, boring, cool final boss though. Pizza Tower had the free update that let you play as this little greasy bastard. Spiritfarer, a beautiful, beautiful game that deserves its own review. Balatro, I've only started playing this at the time of recording, but recently I've liked it so far, and that's coming from a guy who's not a big poker fan. Oh, Super Mario Galaxy on 3D All-Stars. After finally playing this game, I finally understand why it has this glowing reputation. The level variety and design is great, Rosalina's origin story, beautiful, the fully orchestrated soundtrack, top-notch. A damn near great game. I still think Mario Odyssey was better, though. And finally, we have Aperture Desk Job. Not really a game, more so a very high-polished tech demo to show off the bells and whistles of the Steam Deck, which I own one as of 2024. I expect a review of this little gadget in the future. Anyway, on to the top 10.
Blood, 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 and death.
Alright, you know what you're milking it.
Hashtag Blood. I already made a review of this game if you want to see that, but to summarize, yeah, this game is a bit shallow and a bit buggy, but if you can push past that, Hashtag Blood is a solid game with excellent art direction, and game devs that are very passionate about their game, baby, constantly updating and bug ironing, and recently they added DLC with werewolves. Werewolves. Who doesn't like werewolves?
Look at that speed limit sign! Bro, 60 on a public street!
Pacific Drive was a game I knew very little going in, but coming out, Pacific Drive is a great combination of a driving simulator and a roguelike, with a solid core gameplay loop and some catchy tunes. Reminds me a lot of the game Dredge, shout out to the Iron Ridge DLC. Just instead of sailing in cursed waters, it's driving in anomaliac woods. In the last great American car, the station wagon. Fight me on that, truck fuckers. Just don't play this game on a bad PC, because, well...
Geez, that certainly took long enough.
Shut up, Max. I hate that game.
Is that because you're a lousy golfer?
Sam & Max, The Devil's Playhouse. So ever since I played Sam & Max Hit the Road, I've wanted to play the other Sam & Max games. So when the remakes of the Telltale games were announced, I was excited. And then I found out they were censored and my excitement fell through the floor. Censorship in modern video games is a whole other discussion, but to make it quick, I don't like it. So when I heard The Devil's Playhouse, the best one in the series, wasn't censored, I played, and I can confirm with some of these jokes. The only problem was there were a few jokes you wouldn't get if you skipped the first 2 games like me. But overall, Sam & Max The Devil's Playhouse is a great point-and-click adventure game with clever puzzle solving that uses Max's psychic powers, and of course that staple Sam & Max humor.
Error. Cannot remove inventory. Where do you keep your personal items?
That's none of your damn business, computer.
Plus Patrick Warburton voices a giant cockroach.
Freelance police, eh? I heard a lot about you guys. A lot. I'm Sal, museum security guard.
What more could a guy ask for?
Nail stripper!
I'm a stone, Luigi.
No, Mario, you're a baby.
No, I'm a stone.
Mario and Luigi Brothership. It's really nice to see Mario and Luigi back in the saddle, and Brothership is a very fun game. New characters, settings, story, cool callbacks to previous games, fun stuff, and it kept a dumb smile on my face. The only big issue is that the game is just too bloated. It takes way too long to get going for a good chunk of the start, and lots of other filler things. Hell, I'm still playing the game at the time of recording. It feels like they could have cut 1/3 of this game out and it actually would have been for the better. But if you can endure the long trek, it's a very fun and solid Mario Luigi game, and I welcome back the series with open arms. At least it's not Paper Jam.
God?
Yes, my child.
Why are you in a tree?
I am stuck.
Great God Grove, a game made by Limbo Lane, the same lads that made Smile for Me, a strange, surreal, puzzle-solving comedy game, gives us Great God Grove, a game about literally taking words out of people's mouths and putting them into others. Minus that, it's kind of very similar to Smile for Me, but ramped up the surrealness by 100, with some trippy visuals on the side, but it's still very good. And one thing I love is that everyone in the game talks like a side character from Gravity Falls.
Everyone in this town is a tad strange, except, ironically, tad strange. And I love bread.
What's this book made of? Paper. What's this called? This is a book.
I've had a copy of Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door for GameCube for the longest time, but I just never found the time to play it. So when I heard there was a remake coming to Switch, oh, I was down. And yeah, The Thousand Year Door is great. This remake is pretty much note for note the same as the original, but with a few quality of life changes like a new fast travel system to fix the backtracking issue. Minus that, it's the same great story, characters, world, humor, battle system, great music, all that jazz. The only issue was a personal issue, because for me, there wasn't that spark in my mind, you know? The thing that makes it click in my brain as to why The Thousand Year Door is so beloved. But before you burn me at the stake for that slander, did I have fun playing The Thousand Year Door?
Yeah!
Do I have more negative than positive things to say about it?
No!
I do think The Thousand Year Door is peak Paper Mario, and I have a ton of respect for it. There just wasn't that spark, you know? Maybe on a replay it'll click.
You've killed me.
Good.
So if you've been on YouTube for any amount of time, you know about YouTube poops. And a cornerstone of them are the Mario and especially Zelda CDI games.
Your Majesty, Bowser and his minions have seized the island of Toasters. It is written, only spaghetti can defeat Bowser.
Great, I'll grab
My meat!
But most people have never played those games because they're,
A load of shit.
the gameplay is slow, cryptic, tedious, not fun, and the music doesn't fit.
Is that MIDI electric guitar? Bold choice for Zelda.
But fortunately, Arzette the Jewel of Faramore exists. It's basically Zelda CDI, but good. Game's a lot faster, less cryptic, and it has its own set of so bad it's funny cutscenes. Plus, a few people who worked on the old CDI games worked on Arzette too. We've just come full circle from mocking a pair of bad games to a new good game inspired by YouTube poops. What a world.
Toonami gives Mr. Mosquito for the PS2 6 out of 10. Buzz, buzz.
Neon White. I already know what some of you are gonna say for this pick.
Actually, this game came out in 2022. It does not count for this top 10 games of 2024 list. It should not count, you stupid f***ing idiot.
I would really prefer if you would be quiet.
I played Neon White this year, I reviewed it this year, and I want to talk about it again because it's great. Plus, no one saw my review. So to repeat what I said there, great fast-paced gameplay, very addicting, bopping soundtrack, equal parts cheesy and corny, B-list anime dialogue, damn near perfect game.
Sounds like Robot Pirate Island!
Steam World Heist 2. I kinda want to save Steam World Heist 2 for its own review. Heck, maybe I'll make reviews on all the Steam World games. How many are there? 6? Yeah, I can do that, but I'll leave it at this for now. The original SteamWorld Heist is one of my favorite games, one I've wanted a sequel to for years. So when a sequel was announced, I howled like a Smash Bros. Fans when a new game's announced. And you know SteamWorld Heist 2 lived up to my expectations and then some when I've played the game over 3 times.
Holy Jesus.
Being one of those games that surpasses the original in just so many ways. So stick around in the far future for a casual critique on SteamWorld Heist 2. Now on to my #1 game of 2024. And if you saw my review on it, you know what game I'm talking about.
What makes me a good demo man? If I were a bad demo man, I wouldn't be sitting here discussing it with you, now would I?
I'm gonna find out who did this and blast it into teeny tiny little pieces!
Yep, it's Anton Blast. It's just one of those games that are just pure fun, giving me that euphoric feeling in my brain that comes from playing a game you fall in love with. Neon White and SteamWorld Heist also did that, but not on Anton Blast's level. I praised it to high hell in my review of it back in December, so I recommend watching that if you haven't for my full thoughts. So between that and what I said here, Anton Blast is my game of the year for 2024. And that was my top 10 games of 2024. I hope you enjoyed. Casual critiques will resume in February along with a big surprise. So with that, I'm Aloof Alpaca, and thank you for watching.